He hasn't hit that one so well. Here's the wicket coming. And they needed it badly.
Rashid Khan has taken the cricket world by storm in just 5 to 6 years. Cricket has gone through a tremendous amount of innovation in the past decade, thanks to the rise of T20 Premier Leagues like the IPL and BBL. Innovation means bowlers have to adapt and change in a game that is very much so dominated by batsmen. Rashid Khan has had such a profound impact in such a short period of time, so much so that he's been named the T20 Player of the Decade.
The greatest leg spinner of all time, the greatest T20 leg spinner we have ever seen, Rashid Khan.
Yeah, straight through him. This man is pretty much the best in the business.
Even though he's only played for half a decade. One can argue that he is the greatest leg spinner of the current era since Shane Warne. His rise to greatness is one of fairy tales, from the unlikeliest of places. From growing up in Afghanistan to being a refugee in Pakistan, Rashid Khan overcame a tough upbringing to create a name for his country and break many records along the way. Let's look at how his journey began. Rashid has 5 older brothers and 4 older sisters. They were all refugees in Peshawar. He had a tough upbringing where he was not really allowed to go outside and play cricket. He would usually play only on Sundays and spent the majority of time with his siblings in their compound, where he used to bowl for hours and hours to his brothers after school. He describes how he spent 3 to 4 hours right after school bowling to his brothers, and because he was one of the youngest in the family, he had to spend more time bowling than batting. So while all his older brothers took turns, he would bowl, and he even mentions how he usually bowled 25 overs every day. Afterwards, his parents would call him for dinner, where he would go back, and then they would start playing indoor. It was a busy childhood. His parents wanted him to be a doctor. He was originally not even interested in bowling. He was primarily thinking of himself as an opening batsman. He played with a tennis ball, not even a leather ball, and he played with tape ball and plastic balls, and he developed a very unique and interesting technique along the way. Because he played on this flat concrete in his home, the ball wouldn't do much, so you have to develop unique ways. He would use his wrists, he would use his fingers, he would generate interesting spin, he would create a fast arm action. Rashid has a very unique technique, and to this day, no one has taught him how to hold a ball or how to bowl a certain way. It's a God-gifted talent, and he's used it to great potential. The start of his cricketing journey can be traced back to when he was playing club cricket, and there was a tennis ball tournament where he was developing different skills. He didn't even have this knowledge of batting academies or training. When one of the local academies had a semi-final tournament, they needed an extra player. They brought Rashid over, and they were chasing 195 in that semi-final. The surprising thing is Rashid scored 130 of those 195 runs. And that's when the coach saw him, encouraged him to play for the country, and they started off his cricketing journey. He got admissions into college, dropped out after the first year. He got selected for the under-19 cricket team. He got recognition in the domestic T20 tournament in Afghanistan. His first real big break at the international level was when he was called into a camp by the then coach of Afghanistan, Inzamam ul Haq, the great Pakistani captain. He was called over on the debut tour for Zimbabwe, and he would sit and he would bowl in the nets. And there was a unique situation where Inzamam would say, "If you get me out, you're going to be playing for the country." And Rashid took that up as a challenge. He bowled, he had spirit. Though he didn't get Inzamam out, he showed that he had all the skill sets needed to be a successful and aggressive bowler. So much so that Inzamam vouched for him. He put his name in front of the selectors and got him into the playing 11. So that was his first big break, and he made his one-day international debut at the age of 17. When he first started playing the game, he didn't know what fitness trainers were. He didn't know that you had to go to the gym. Everything was brand new to him, but he's adjusted, he's adapted, and he's learned over the last couple of years. And that's been the most important sign of growth as a player. And also that tells you that a person that comes with such raw talent is able to channel it and put the effort in to become a great like he is today. When we look at Rashid's technique, he has a fast arm action that gets extra zip, and this was developed while playing with a tape tennis ball. He flips the ball out of his fingers, and unlike conventional wrist spinners who use most of their wrists, he's using his fingers more to impart more spin and get it to whirl through the air. Unlike other leg spinners who rely more on flight and dip and loop, he's all about pace, and he runs in with a quick run up and he tries to get it to skid through. His pace is one of his strengths because it doesn't give the batsman time to look at the variations he's bowling.
Gone! Cameron Akmal, what have you done again?
Rashid Khan's most difficult delivery to detect is his wrong un, or googly, which spins the other way. And it's very hard because of his arm position is exactly identical to when someone is bowling the leg spinner. And he has such a fast high action that he's even tripped up big players with that action. And to this day, you know it's coming. You know when it might be coming, but there's no real way to counter it. And that's what becomes a really big challenge. On top of that, he's got other variations in grips so that he can adjust to the different surfaces. He has 5 different grips when he bowls, and he can bowl different types of googlies, he can bowl different types of leg spinners. His average pace is usually around 90 kilometers, almost 55 to 60 miles per hour. That helps him make it very effective whatever he bowls on whatever surface, because the reaction time to react to that ball that not only turns, but jumps, skids, slides, is very tough. He is so difficult to pick up that many batsmen today just treat him like an off spinner and try to sweep him. That's not always going to do well. He has an advantage over you and has those variations to come in. If you look at a great like Shane Warne, he has 1 grip. He bowls at 80 kilometers per hour roughly. Rashid Khan with his 5 grips has different variations, and he can release everything from the same high arm position. Unlike other leg spinners where they have to do a more side-on action, he's releasing everything right from the top. Rashid Khan has had incredible success since his start. In the 2015-2016 World T20, he was the 2nd highest wicket taker with 11 wickets in 7 matches, right behind Mohammad Nabi. He has taken 4 wickets in 4 balls in an innings. He's taken 7 wickets in an innings against West Indies. He's taken a hat-trick in the CPL after coming so close multiple times before. And he was actually the first player to get that hat-trick in the CPL.
For Rashid Khan, Rodman Powell on strike. Oh, it's got the hat-trick! Rashid Khan!
When he joined the Sunrisers at the IPL, he was being coached by Muralidharan. Muralidharan straight up told him, "You have more skills than me. You just need to keep that confidence and stay relaxed and bowl. But there isn't much I can teach you. You have this gift." And Rashid has used this gift. He's played in several tournaments throughout the years. He's played 7 T20 tournaments in a little over a year. And he spends almost 11 months away from home because of how much cricket he has to play. He is a true globetrotter in the world of T20 cricket. In the last 3 years, he didn't even have a chance to go home. He's contributed so much to the country, to the team, and he's been named a captain as a result of all of his achievements while he's only 21. The thing that I admire most about Rashid Khan's skill set and the way he plays the game is he's constantly learning. He talks about taking bits and pieces from all the other players in the world, absorb everything like a sponge, stay humble, and then improvise. He has the street smart skills to trick a batsman while they're batting, and he's able to also do it consistently. His biggest dream was to play Test cricket, which he was able to achieve in the last 2 years. He mentions how when he first played that Test match, he had no idea what it would be like, right? And to be able to learn quickly and adjust has been a big, big improvement for him. No matter what the conditions are, what the stage is, he's been able to level up and set the bar very high. When other former captains, people he's played under, talk about Rashid Khan, they talk about his work ethic, how he's always there giving it 120%, he's ready for the grind, and he's so focused and tuned in, doesn't complain, and despite all the fame that he's achieved, he still stays humble and hungry because he knows he's not just doing this for himself, he's doing it for his country, and he's doing it for all the people, all the youth in Afghanistan that are looking up to him. I'm truly impressed with not only his records, but his ability to become more than just a T20 cricketer. No matter the format, he's starting to shine. And those are the signs of a true leg spin legend. He has a lot more to achieve, a lot more to accomplish, but in just a few short years, he's left an impact that's left every cricketing nation stunned. and every team wanting him during the Premier Leagues.
Inside edge, it has been given.
If you like our content, tune into Cricket Convos by liking and subscribing, and we'll keep posting interesting stories and cricket conversations.